What's up, everybody? Mr. Bright Light, Empress New Shoes here. Today we're gonna start something different. I know I've been on for a while. I just had a little bit of things going on, but I just moved, so I got a brand new house going on. I got things going on, so that's why I haven't been on lately, recording and doing anything. But today we're gonna start something different because God put something in my heart to start doing for a while, and I haven't started yet. But we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading the Bible, because the thing is, I haven't read the Bible fully or anything like that. And it's been something that I wanted to do for a long time. It's just I never got into it. To go ahead and do it. I feel like I know enough myself. But maybe there's just some things in there that I miss. And just to read it with you guys together. And we can go ahead and talk about it and see how we feel about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into it. I got a Bible here. See if I show you guys. Can't flip it, but it's just a regular Bible. I don't know if it's like King James version or whatever. I mean, we're just gonna go straight into it, okay, guys? So I got a couple gummy bears here, and I know this is my gaming channel. It's not related to games, but you know what, man? When it comes to God, he's everything. So like, he comes with me everywhere. When I play games, when I watch movies, when I'm driving, like no matter what, God's always with me. He's always with you. And so we're just gonna go ahead and start here. And this one. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and skip all of the preface and all of that. This is it's right here saying the Old Testament. So we're gonna go ahead and start in Genesis. So it's gonna go like this. All right, my bad. All right. So this is the creation of the world. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the water. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." So there's multiple things going on here. You really have to examine it and go deep into it. But if you just break it down and read it a couple times over and over, you'll start to figure out some things about it. See how it goes. And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. So we have two different types of waters. We have one above and one below. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. So the expanse itself was called heaven. So we have a water above and below the expanse, but the expanse itself is heaven. All right. This is just me talking about what I'm thinking about while I'm reading it. You guys can go ahead and comment below what you're feeling about what I'm reading, or what you think about it. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the water under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind, on the earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetations, plants yielding seeds according to their own kind, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, and that's the third day. And God said, let there be light in the expanse of the heavens to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. So on this part, I'm thinking like the sun, the moon, the stars. And so he says to use these things. They're really mainly used for just basically to separate the night from the day, right? And for signs, let them be for signs and for seasons. We got summer, winter, fall, spring, all these seasons. You see how things just go, and there's just keep looking at it, and people will say, oh, that's astrology and all this other stuff. Just go to God. Don't be listening to everybody, man. Everybody has their own opinion, and at the end of the day, you're always a bad guy, in their eyes. There's always something they're gonna say that people are always pointing fingers. I guarantee you, someone's gonna be pointing fingers at me and saying some things about me. And the thing is when you're a follower of Christ and you actually follow Jesus Christ and try to do things right and try to follow his example, people will point at you and people will judge you, try to condemn you and bring you down, and at the end of the day, they might even want to kill you. It's just how it is. So and it was so, and God made the two great lights. So he made the two great lights, the greater lights to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. Okay, so he called these great lights. So there was lights and then there was great lights. All right. So lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. See, and God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creature, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens. Okay? So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them. So he blessed them. This is the first time that we're reading, and God blessed. I believe that anything and everything God does is blessed. But here it's specifically saying that he blessed them. So he actually gave blessings to the sea creatures and the birds. Okay? Saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning, and the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures according to their kind, livestock and creeping things, and beasts of the earth according to their kinds. Okay, so let's go over that again. Livestock, cows, pigs, chickens, creeping things, we got spiders, I would say snakes, iguanas, scorpions, ants and all that. And then we have beasts, I would say lions, bears. If we go way back, there's some beasts that we don't even know of. Anyways, I'm not going to go that far, but just like big creatures that when you see them you're like, oh my, and you're probably most likely going to run. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kind, and the livestock according to their kind, and everything that creeps on the ground according to its kind. And God saw it was good. So here we are talking about things that they're creepy and they're slimy and like worms and stuff. And then we got beasts, and we're talking about bears and like and like warthogs and like things that are like, oh man, and we see God says that it was good. So why are we sitting here talking about and pointing at animals and saying, oh, that's a bad animal, or this or that or this or that, when God specifically created them and he specifically says that they were good? But anyways, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to continue. Then God said, let us make man. So here we go. He created the sea creatures, the land creatures. He created almost all the creatures, and then it says, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the seas, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. Okay, so he created man. And here I would say he created human beings. He created the beings like us to rule over the animals and creatures that he created before us. So God created man in his own image. Of God he created him, male and female he created them. So right here we haven't even hit Adam and Eve yet, but we're right here, and he just created male and female. He created them right there in his image and his likeness, and God blessed them. So this is the second time he put out a blessing. First it was the animals, and now he's blessing the humans that he just created. And God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. Okay, so be fruitful, produce great fruit, good fruit like happiness and kindness and just going out and being the best you can in life, reaping the best fruits that you can, giving out the best fruits that you can, and multiply. Get together and create more human beings, and fill the earth and subdue it. Subdue it means to like, I would say, like, a horse, a wild horse, right? He doesn't want to let you ride it, but as soon as you subdue it one way or another, now it lets you ride it whenever you want to ride it. So you don't really have to fight with it anymore. It's just like, you're like, you just call it over and it comes over and you just ride it. It's not a thing anymore. And have dominion over the fish, dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. Dominion, domain. So dominion basically is just to be in charge of it, and to manage it, and to take care of it, take good care of it, and be the leader of what it is. Okay, we can go on that. Just hit me on the messages. I'm sorry, I got mosquitoes and stuff. I'm out here, with the nature. It's a little bit hot. It might rain soon, but I've been wanting to do this for the longest, so we got it going on right now. Alright, so, and God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth. So let me just repeat that again for you, okay? Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed. Every plant, doesn't matter what plant it is, he gave it to us, and it's yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth. Okay? And every tree with seed in its fruit, you shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life. So the breath of life, so if we didn't have the breath of life, then we wouldn't be living. Where did the breath of life come from? God directly. He gave us some of his breath, which is the breath of life. Without that breath, you wouldn't be living. Okay? So understand all of this. I have given every green plant for food, and it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. I don't hear him saying nothing about, oh, that plant right there is not good. That plant right there is not good. Don't touch that plant. Don't touch this plant. We're not even there yet. I know there's a specific tree that he told us, but I'm not there yet. I'm not jumping forward. I'm just telling you what's going on right now. He said it was very good and all the plants on earth. Okay? So it could even be poison ivy. But there's something beneficial from poison ivy that we probably don't know yet. We need to figure it out. But for some reason, we're on a confusion with everything. And there was evening and there was morning and the sixth day. So this all happened on the sixth day. Okay? Now we're gonna go to the next day, okay? The seventh day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all of the host of them. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day for all his work was that he had done. So God blessed the seventh day and made it a holy day, because on it God rested for all his work that he had done in creation. Okay, so here we see that God rested. So we can see that God likes to rest sometimes. He likes to just chill sometimes. Like he does a whole bunch of work, and then he likes to just go and rest moments and just sit there and watch as his creation blossoms. You know, just like when we work and we do a whole bunch of hard work. You know, like this house, whatnot. We're gonna be doing work on it. You guys are gonna see it transforming. You know, and we sometimes we want to rest. But here we see God rests. And the thing is, God is almighty. And would we think that God really needed to rest? I would say no. I wouldn't think that God needed to rest, because God is God and he's unlimited. But here it says that he rested, and that's his choice. I mean, hey, if you're almighty and unlimited, you can do whatever you want. And if you choose to rest one day, then even if you don't need it, what am I going to say about that? We're going to keep going. The creation of man and women. So we passed the sixth day, which on the sixth day was said he created man and women. But now we went to the seventh day. We did the seventh day. But now we're going to go to the next part of the... So we finished the seventh day. He rested. Okay, so now this is the next part of the book here. The creation of man and women. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Okay? Alright, so that was Genesis. So we're going to go... It says here, when no bush of the yield was yet in the land, and no small plant of the field had yet sprung. So this goes all the way back to before he created any plants on the planet or anything like that. But maybe he had it there, it just didn't spring up from the ground yet. Okay? For the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the land. Okay? So he probably planted the seeds and everything and had it there, but he was just like, hold on, I got everything on the planet ready, but hold on, because I'm not going to let it rain yet, because it's not time. Yo! Chill out! Those are my dogs, they be tripping. And there was no man to work the ground. Okay? So he hasn't caused it to rain yet, because I guess he had nobody to work the ground yet. So he's getting things prepped. He's getting things prepped here. Okay? And a mist was going up from the land. So a mist was coming up from the land, from the ground. So if you can picture it, if you go outside, you see that right there? That's land. Now imagine smoky type mist coming from the ground going up. Okay? So, because it says right here, and mist was going up from the land and was watering the whole face of the ground. So the water came from the earth itself, coming up and then coming back down. Then the Lord God formed the man of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. So here we are, while all this is being done at the same time as he starts to water the planet. He at that same moment he chooses to create the man, and then we see this breath of life again being put into dust from the ground, into a man formed dust type figure, like if you were to take some clay and make a little stick figure, okay, and then he came and he blew his breath of life into that clay figure, and it actually came alive and became a living being. Okay, so that's just like a breakdown of what I would see, like, if just to give you an example on how. Now the breath of life is something powerful, okay? No one has it but God. The only reason why we have it is because God gave it to us. So he was the primary source. Without him giving it to anyone else or any other being, we would never have had it. Okay, the breath of life is why you're alive and you can actually move, and that's why I can talk to you right now. And I can breathe. I'm alive. I have the breath of life. Okay? And the man became a living creature. Okay? So now it's saying that the man became a living creature. Not a living being, but a living creature. Creatures. Now if you go in the dictionary and you go check what creatures mean, you know, there's going to be some things. I'm not going to do that right now, but we all know what a creature is. But if you break the word down, creature, it's like a creation. A creature. Creation. It's like a creation, okay? And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden. So now we have to figure out where's Eden, but we don't really need to do that. We just know that he planted a garden there, okay? In the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made to spring up every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. Okay, so this now, after he's done all that, now he's springing up trees. Every tree that he brought up was pleasant to the sight and good for food. So these trees were good. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Okay, so the mist, I would believe, like in the middle of it somewhere. A river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and there it divided and became 4 rivers. The name of the first is the Pishon, I'm not sure, river. The name of the it is the one that flowed around the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. Havilah, I don't know really, but there was gold there, okay? And the gold of that land is good. All right. This next word, bdellium, and onyx stone are there. Okay, so it's telling us that there's some good minerals there. We got gold, onyx, and some other thing there. The name of the second river is the Gihon River. The Gihon. It is the one that flowed around the whole land of Cush. And the name of the third river is the Tigris, which flows east of the Assyria. And the fourth river was the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, You may surely eat of every tree of the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat. For in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. Okay? Then the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone." Okay? I will make him a helper fit for him. Now out of the ground the Lord God had formed every beast of the field and every bird of the heavens, and brought them to the man to see what he called them. And whatever the man called every living creature, that was its name. Okay, so here we go. So not only was man created out of the ground of dirt. Is it dirt that it's not. We'll just use the word ground, but he didn't just form human beings out of the ground. He formed everything from this ground, from this earth. Okay? And he brought them forth to the first creation that he created, and had him name each one. So all this was being taken place around the same area, the same time. If we think about it, days and things like that, time is a lot different to God than it is to us. So we would have to also put that in perspective. But to try to like narrow it down to like the exact day and the exact time and the exact, it doesn't really, like, there's not really much of a reason to even do that. Okay? Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this part here. It says, "The man gave names to all the livestock and to the birds of the heavens and to every beast of the field. But for Adam," there we go, so now we have a name. "There was not found a helper fit for him." So now we know that the first creation here that he created as a human being type thing, it was named Adam. There was not found a helper fit for him. So out of all those animals that he seen and named, none of them fit pretty, like he didn't see any of those animals to fit him as a partner. Like, so we had lions, bears, hawks, dogs even, and Adam still wasn't like satisfied fully with any of them to be his partner. When or helper, it says helper, so helper. So I guess when he looked at all of the beasts and creatures and stuff, they really couldn't help him any sort of type of way. So right, like if I had a lion with me right now and I chose it for my helper, what can the lion really do for me? Like, it will protect me and it'll keep me warm at night, but like it really can't help me much, like carrying things and like moving things and, you know, helping me with the entire thing of the garden, planting. It doesn't even really like have that deep connection with me, like as if it was another human being. Okay? So the Lord caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man. So the Lord caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And while he slept, took one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and brought her to the man. Then the man said, "This at last is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man." So here we see that Adam himself named the new being a woman. You see, because he says right here, "She shall be called woman." Remember, God gave him the authority to name every single creature and living thing that he created. See, so God always called Adam a man. Okay, he's a man, and he gave him a name. I guess doesn't really go through all that, but his name says Adam. Okay, so Adam knew that he was a man because God talked to him. God told him everything. And so after God did this with him and showed him the new creation, which looked exactly like him some way somehow. Not exactly, like she had feminine features, of course, and you know she had the hips and the lumps or whatnot. But Adam seen that, and he was just like, he was so thrilled because it wasn't an animal, it wasn't a furry thing, it wasn't a slimy thing, it wasn't a scaly thing, it was a human flesh thing, and it looked like him, about the same size, same color, same tan. Yo! Alright, I'll go in there with a belt. But, not really. But I would, though. I don't want to. Alright, but anyways. Same flesh, same everything. Same eyes, same everything. And when Adam seen, he was amazed. Very amazed and very pleased. So pleased that he said, "This at last. This at last." So how long was Adam really there, you know, with these animals and being alone without any other sort of human companion? Because he's actually saying, like, this at last, which means that it's been a while, is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman. So I don't know where the she came from, but there it is right there. He says she, so I don't know where, because there's a he and a she. I don't know where that came from. But anyways, God told them, God taught them everything. Called woman, because she was taken out of man. So she was taken out of man. So if you ever want to know where women came from, they came from inside of man. So they were inside of man. God took them out of the inside of man and formed woman. And it says right here, this at last is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Women taken out of man. Straight from the Bible. Okay? Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked, and were not ashamed. Okay? Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother. Okay, so we're going to go over that. Let's say if we was living in a little village, right? Let's say we was living in all right, so Adam's primary dad right there was God. Okay? Just listen to me. Adam, his dad is God. There is no contesting that, because God created Adam. Okay, so Adam's dad is God right there and then. Okay? Now, God created a helper for him. Alright, and it's a woman. Okay? Now, God gave him a helper, and now since Adam has his helper,